Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today we'll be listening to a clubhouse room recording from the archives, and it's a continuation of asking Christians why they are Christians, and this one in particular, we also gave him the opportunity to ask his own questions, and I spent maybe like 30 minutes quiet, but I was I was screaming behind the muted mic because frustration as usual with them not being straightforward with their answers. Although one of the preaching Christian was trying to misbehave towards the end, but it is what it is. So if you are yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and other places podcasts are available. Then check out the show notes for links you may find useful, including our Discord server. Would love to have you there. So now let's go and listen to us question a Christian and also be questioned in return.
I said no.
No, he didn't say one last one. He said the biggest one.
Yeah, the biggest one. I was like, no.
Yeah, but Sanaya unmuted.
Yes, you have to put.
I think he wants to talk.
I want to answer one question.
Sanaya, welcome to the stage, please. Thank you.
Why is Senaya still a guest? Senaya supposed to be member. Like, not supposed to be more down. I don't
Sanaya, how you doing?
He doesn't want it. It's bad for rap.
Yeah. They said you're a Quran believing Christian. Is that true?
I heard you're a Bible believing atheist.
That's very correct. You heard right, my brother. So Sinan, what's your favorite or best reason for believing in Jesus Christ and Christianity and God and all that other good stuff?
I don't really like to delve into a personal revelation story.
Nigga. Good start.
No. But okay, maybe good start. But you can deal with me. I think it's valid. I could have a conversation about that.
Maybe when you're in your private.
Oh, now go with each other now. With each other now. I can.
No. He said he doesn't like it, so we could just go what he likes.
Yeah, please go. So go as you like, Joe. Don't buy the.
I beg, please don't. I beg. I don't want anybody to. I didn't want to come here to. Sorry, I think I just come here to be explaining my faith and all like that. I'm just here to answer questions.
Your iPhone.
O'Neil, your mic.
O'Neil's mic that is cutting that sound.
Okay.
It's not Sanayon. When O'Neil unmutes, everybody
O'Neil, enter the room with your iPhone. Go.
Shut up.
It's you.
Maybe I complained that time, O'Neil. You thought
you go to talk because you're using iPhone, Abi.
You know the crazy.
It's not bad.
Oh yeah, Sanayon, go ahead. Go ahead, Sanayon, please.
Yeah, so generally, from general studies I've done, I think the Christian faith has one of the most comprehensive insights about God and about life itself than any other religion I've really come to see. And it's very.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You should let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, so it's very fascinating that as at the time Judaism, made a headway. Many of the religions at that time, if not virtually all, as at that time, within that timeline, right? They were kind of polytheistic, and they believed in many gods, but Judaism was the only one that actually believed in one God. And we all know, Christianity is it came from a branch out of Judaism, right? And the consistency that we've seen over time, it's very hard for it to just be a coincidence. It doesn't make sense for any singular
I
belief.
actually interrupted because
That,
I actually don't want you to go through so many points that I will not be able to like track and respond to, right? So like,
yeah, no.
what's the like? First of all, what's the relevance of Judaism of the monotheistic claim? Maintain. Let's say it's true that Judaism was the first monotheistic
Wait,
religion.
Ade,
Why
he didn't make
do we
that.
have any?
Ade, he didn't make
What?
that claim. He didn't make that claim. He
No,
did.
He
he
said
did.
that
He,
many.
No.
He legit
Let me
did.
correct
Wait,
you if I'm
hold
wrong.
on,
Wait.
hold on.
Okay.
He did not, and listen to his words correctly, right? He said Judaism, other religions were polytheists, right? And Judaism was the only one to believe in one God. That's not a claim of monotheism. That's not. So
Wait.
don't
Hold on, Obed.
ask him first.
Hold on, Obed.
I think
What's
it's
the
best he
difference
clarify.
between?
I think it's best he clarifies the
Wait.
point. Hold on, no. Let him clarify personally before we jump right
Let
into
me.
it.
Yeah, I want to say something to Obed. Right, Obed. What's the difference between believing in one God and monotheism?
See, believing in one God, right? It could be monolatry. It could be monolatrous. You could believe in
Okay,
one
then
God.
wait. Before you go ahead, see, I'm sorry, my vocabulary. Believe in one God is literally the definition of monotheism. That's how I'm using the terms. But if you
Well,
think it means
but
something
I don't
else, so
think you
what's?
can,
Tell
well,
me
I
what
don't
you
think you
mean by
can impose
monotheism
that.
in this.
I don't think you can
No,
impose that
I know.
premise
I'm
because
not imposing it. I'm saying that's
it's a
how I
heavy
mean
one.
it.
I'm just saying
I'm
it's
not
a
saying I'm
heavy one.
just
imposing
enough
it.
scenario to say.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm imposing it. I'm saying that's how I use it, and that's why I thought was the common usage. I thought most people when they say monotheism means believe in one God. In fact, that's what they taught us in school. But maybe there's a more broader like
Well, Ade, see,
meaning.
it is the belief in one God. It is the belief in the sole existence of one God. That means there is no other God that exists at all, right? There is that. But on the other side, there's also monolatry, where you believe that other gods exist, but this one is the highest, and this is
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
this is there's even there's difference, especially when you read the New Testament about
Yeah,
the
Christians,
rhetoric
there are
of,
Christians on both sides.
well, yeah,
No, I get
there's
that. I get that.
yeah,
I get
especially
that
when you
now.
read even the one God rhetoric in the Bible. The way we sort of construct it in modern times is it leans into monotheism, but in Paul's day, if we are going by the way Paul would have seen it, it wasn't monotheism. So that's why he has to clarify, and that's why it's important.
But anyway, the point is that like could someone be like a monotheist and think there's like the ultimate, and by ultimate I mean like the foundation, the creator of like, could there be like other gods that were not created by this main God? Because for me, I have this definition of God, right, that I'm using like univocally, and this God just means the creator of everything that is all powerful or wherever, right? So like even if there are some other beings, right, that maybe have the title or status of some type of God, maybe we call it small letter G God or whatever, right? As long as they are still like under the dominion of this all-powerful God. He's still the one that created everything, the creator of every. In fact, we could just change the word, substitute the word God for the creator of everything.
See,
Do you believe there is one creator of everything?
Ade.
Yeah.
See, when you're talking about Abrahamic religions, yeah, specifically Judaism and Christianity, you can't exactly use that type of narrow definition to speak about the God, because the God of Judaism, especially within the Hebrew Bible, we sort of see this God take on different shapes and forms. So, for instance, you have El, the high God, who is often translated as the Most High God, right? And you have Yahweh. Then on the other side, you have Baal. There's literally a divine council, right? And the entities on this divine council are referenced as gods, right? So you see that in a lot of the rhetoric in this religion, you see that Yahweh is referenced as the God of Israel. In fact, there is more. It is that premise, right? And that
I think I get
construction
that,
is not really. It's not. It doesn't really fit this religion. So
but
using
but
that
depends on what you are
constructing
referencing
like
as the religion, Like
no, I know
I
what
think
you're
I
saying.
get I get this I get that, and I think I've even like I'm a bit familiar with the idea that like the origin of like Christianity from like Judaism, right? They had some sort of like polytheistic idea where they were like different gods, really, right?
Not
Like
polytheist
no,
necessarily.
like I mean by polytheism, I'm using it in my own way, but
Well,
that's what you're talking
the
about.
point is, and I'm going to let you go back to this conversation with Sinai, and the point is, I don't think you can use God, especially with Christianity and Judaism, in that way. It doesn't, because it doesn't function, and
I agree, but you see, I agree with what you are saying, right? But you see, when I said depend on your reference of what Christianity is, so you might be. For I think what you are referencing, and I think because you are like learned on this particular aspect, right? So like what you are referencing as Christianity is the Bible and the Torah or whatever, the Old Testament, New Testament. That's what, and the history. That's what I'm referencing as Christianity. When I'm talking of Christianity, right, I am talking about the Christians I'm talking to today, this ideology they have. Like, yeah, they might claim it's from the Bible, but yet not the Bible does not really support it wherever.
no, but
I don't
see,
I'm not
remember
doing
that he had
exegesis with them.
tracked. You remember that he had tracked a historical argument to Judaism. That's why I'm just.
No, he could
so
say
he
that
doesn't-
and not have the knowledge you have. The
Yeah,
average
but I'm just saying.
Christian do you think the average
No,
Christian
I did
doesn't
see.
Okay.
I'm just trying to bring you to a place where he doesn't feel cornered, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to
No,
bring you
but
to
me,
a place where he doesn't feel
corner
cornered.
him, first of all. I
Okay,
wouldn't
thank
corner
you.
him.
Thank
I'm
you,
always
Adi.
really like, yeah, if I say
Adi and
monotheism
Obed.
and he has a problem with it, I will let him explain. I won't corner him.
Person will ask question, don't sleep, oh. Eh?
So,
I swear.
Jesus.
Adi and Obed, please, sorry. Prini said she wanted to ask a question. I just want her to go before Sanaya goes, because Sanaya's one might take a while.
Can I ask a question after?
Yeah, I think so.
Why do we always go further and further away from Scenario? Scenario don't try
Wait,
talk.
no. Sanaya said Prini can ask a question before he goes, so that's why I suggested that as well.
My bad.
Yeah, you're bad. So yeah,
I'll be one fight you just now.
Yeah, let Prini ask the question now.
yeah, Prini, are you here?
From own Prince self don't sleep. You see what Obed don't
Then
cause.
let's just get back to honestly, like I know I'm the one that is over explain, but I think what Obed interpreted to clarify was not necessary. Like not necessary, but like I think
No,
even
let's
if I
not
was
dwell
wrong
on that. Let's move on, I beg.
Let's move on. I beg.
Scenario.
His history of Instagram all over again.
Exactly.
Senan, are you back?
This is gonna be a thing now.
Sorry. Senan, are you still there?
Yeah. Roll on.
Yeah. Honestly I forgot where we left the conversation at this point.
You don't say.
I don't know if you remember.
Yes, let it be forgotten. Let it die. Yeah, great.
Senan,
But Abi, if I can ask you a question though.
yeah, please do.
Please ask him.
Okay. So what exactly is your basis for unbelief in the existence of God?
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. You read my mind.
Please. So like by God here we mean the Christian God, right? Like this all powerful, all knowing, all loving being, right?
Wait. It depends. What exactly is your belief? Maybe we should first state your belief. Maybe you don't
Okay, I'll
believe
say
in
my
any
belief, right?
spiritual entity at all, or it's just
let me explain, right? So
Is it that you don't understand the meaning of what an atheist is, Jesus?
No.
I don't know. I don't even know why we're having this conversation.
No.
Please, you guys should let them be
Ranting
Now
is
ask
like
this
a
question
spectrum
now.
now.
Let's
There's like a
die.
whole spectrum of different kinds of atheists.
Melu.
I don't know why you want the meaning.
Mute your
I
mic,
think-
Ni.
I think the meaning of atheism is very, very not clear, very extremely unclear. And the reason it's unclear is actually not on atheism. I think it's on the idea of God. That God references many things, right? God can reference, just a mind that created the world. Look at how what was that lady's name that was here earlier? The girl that was here, what's her name? That left.
Yeah,
I've
Bisola,
forgotten. Bisola. Yeah.
my love.
What Bisola was talking about, where she was talking about God as like
I beg,
some other. So
ranting
it could be different
They're
things, right?
explaining
So
Instagram
basically,
again. Go
yeah. So
directly.
basically, yeah.
Actually, you're doing that. Yeah, that actually you're actually doing that. Like, just snap this. Like, just
No,
get
he's
to your
just trying
part.
to explain atheism first now.
Yeah, I know where he's going. Like, let's
But I
just
didn't
like
narrow down.
exactly.
Okay.
That's all.
No. Actually, fair enough. That's actually a problem I have. Actually, I do be going all over the place. Yeah, I am very aware of that. I'm not concise sometimes. Yeah, but the point is that when you say atheism, right, you could be referencing like just a God that created the world, like just a mind.
The guy didn't say define atheism. He said
The guy asked
Whoever
him
muted him, God
repeatedly.
bless you.
The guy asked
God
him
bless the person that
that?
muted. Yeah, so Shania, please. I love whoever muted Melu. Thank you very much.
Melo, I
So
know they
Shania,
muted
right?
you, but you are right.
Yeah, so I'm agnostic, right? I don't have a position, right, for like a generic creator of the world. If that's all you are saying, that there is a God that created the world, you are not telling me whether it's all powerful, all loving, sent Jesus Christ. I'm agnostic. I don't know. But if you are talking about Christianity, that there is this God that sent Jesus come and die for my sins, and He loves me, it's all this. Yeah, that one I can set my life on the line that it doesn't exist. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, okay, that's very good. Okay, so but is there anyone that is like kind of like atheist in the general sense of no God at all? Or most
You
people
know,
who
you
are
know
like
the funny thing. Before anyone answers, right? Before anyone answers, I actually think it's almost like incoherent, that question, because like when you say atheist in the general sense, are you saying that anything someone could call God, the person thinks it doesn't exist? People call many things God, though. So I don't know how someone could be like generally actually say, oh, no matter what you call God, I'm sure that thing doesn't exist.
Okay, when I say atheist in general sense, I mean like they don't believe in any like spiritual realm, like any realm beyond this physical world. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say.
Sorry, you cut out. I don't know if it's me, but I didn't hear you for like.
He was basically asking what you think
Like a
about the supernatural.
naturalist, yeah.
Basically, yeah, supernatural
Atheists don't
stuff.
believe in
That's what he was asking.
supernatural.
I'm saying, there are certain people who like they believe. Okay, how do I put this? Some of them call themselves
Anybody that believes in the
spiritualists.
supernatural is not an atheist.
Thank you.
That
Why
is
is that?
bottom line.
That's not true.
And do you,
Okay.
and
That's
do you
not
know what?
true.
Do you know one thing
That's not
that
true.
most theists, one second. Most theists always hear when we say we don't believe. Like if you heard what Sinayon said just now, he said, you're saying that there is no God. I don't think that those two things are exactly the same. When we say we don't believe, right? It doesn't mean there's no God. It means that we have not been presented with anything that says there's God. That I think that
Can you see the
difference is
problem
always very.
with atheists?
Yeah,
We
but
can't
that's
even
like
atheists can't
agnostic
even
in
agree.
itself.
This is
That's
atheists.
The
agnostic
thing
in
is,
itself.
no, what Toden is saying is actually the correct thing. Like, that's what he made clear. Like, what makes you not believe, right? You don't have evidence. You cannot see that there is no proof.
Exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
So
that
that's
kind
basically
of
what Toden is saying. Yeah.
well, David,
But
that kind of like
that definition doesn't really fly with me
agnosticism.
when it comes to the Christian God. Christian God does not exist at all. It does.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same
Okay.
path with
Okay,
Yeah,
Toby.
so
that's and to be honest,
why exactly do you guys believe that the Christian God doesn't
Because I
exist?
read the Bible.
He's an asshole. I read the Bible.
Wait, no.
Okay, so what part of the
Answer
I
the
Bible?
am
question
reading the
properly.
Bible.
Answer the question
I
What
went,
properly,
part of the
I
please.
Bible
think I
did you
went
guys read?
through.
If I can answer you
Yeah,
very
first of all, I
quickly.
think that's a non-answer, right? But I think I went through some of the reasons I do. I don't know if you had my conversation with I forgot the girl's name again.
Bisola, my baby.
Bisola. Yeah, I
Show
think
me your baby.
O'Neill is possessed. You don't know your baby now.
O'Neil
I
is
think
trying
I
to
There was a
I
show
question
for Adi.
Sinayon asked you,
Sorry.
Ade. There was
Yeah,
a
what's the
question
question?
Senanyo asked.
Melo.
It asked
What's the
that
question?
despite you don't believe in the Christian God, like you say, it asks, do you believe that this world is spiritual or spiritual entities or devils or demons or every other thing apart from the Christian God? Do you believe in any other of
Yeah.
those things?
Okay, so the specific ones that are tied to the Christian religion, I'm sure they don't exist, right? Those devil because they are made of souls. But if you are asking me if maybe there are some other entities that we don't know about that maybe exist, and yeah, maybe. But again, I also don't believe many of the claims people make about such entities. Like when people say, "Oh, I saw a demon yesterday," I think they are capping. So yeah.
It seems you're contradictory in your statement just now. Do you believe that there is a spiritual? Is a yes or no?
It's not a yes or no
It's not a
because
yes or no. It's not a
it's
black
not
or
a
white
yes or no.
question. No.
Yeah, it's not a yes or no because there's some ambiguity on what supernatural or
Okay, forget
spiritual
ambiguity
reference is.
now. Forget
What do you mean
ambiguity
forget
now. Do
You
you
can't
ambiguity?
forget
believe?
Okay,
ambiguity now. How do you want
Ade,
to
you know
do
what?
it?
Okay, hold on. Everyone, just hold on. Ade, assume you're using the layman definition, like what your typical man on the street will assume those two things are, and
Yeah,
just give an
yeah,
answer
and
to
you're
that. I know
also
where he wants to go.
assuming no. You're also assuming that
Ade.
David,
You don't have,
See,
you
David.
don't
I
get, you
don't
don't
know.
get,
I don't know. I
you
don't
don't
know
I
why
get, you
you
don't.
understand what
I
you are
guys
saying.
wait.
Or if you hear what
Ade
we're
and
saying, right?
David. I don't know why you guys keep doing this thing. Melo is here. Ask him what he means by spiritual. If you give his own definition of spiritual, then you can make
Exactly.
an
That's
Okay,
answer
what
okay,
to it.
precisely.
okay,
That's all it takes.
Please allow
okay.
him
So
to
Melo,
defend his baby.
I beg Obed Waka.
Okay, so Melo, you heard. And please, hold on, everyone. Melo, you heard. Hold on. And Melo, please, no story. Just give the answer. We're
In the year
begging. Thank you.
1812,
Nah. Obed did not just do that.
O'Neil, can you ask your question over again?
Okay, so I'm asking Melo, what do you mean by spirituality or supernatural? What's your own definition of that?
Please, straight to the
Now,
point.
the question I asked Ade was that does he believe that life itself, that there is a life is spiritual,
That's why I'm
or
asking
there
you,
are
what is
spiritual,
spiritual
or
to you?
I'm coming. That there are spiritual entities, meaning that
Just go there. Like, just take the fastest
don't
route.
come, don't come,
He's
just go.
explaining. I
Don't
think
come, just
he's
go.
explaining.
Don't come.
Wait, no. I think he's explaining because sometimes you don't have like sometimes we don't always like have like definitions, right?
Yeah,
We could
yeah.
like give examples that might help the person understand what you're talking about, and I think that's what we're trying to.
He's not about to do that, Ade. But anyway, just let.
spiritual entities. Do you believe that there are spiritual entities?
Like by spiritual entities, you mean like demons, spirits, and things like that?
Exactly.
No, I don't believe there are such
Exactly.
things. I don't think there are such things. In fact, if anything, I
Secondly,
would say,
do you believe?
yeah. Go ahead.
Secondly, do you believe that um, there are powers beyond the physical, in the sense that demonic powers, like there are powers.
He doesn't
But
believe
I
demons. He
just, I
He
can't
already
doesn't
defend
believe in
explained
himself.
to
demons
You
you
now.
guys
this
try to
demonic
ask the
consultant.
question in another way to get
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we
Like
don't.
you still asking the same thing you asked the first time. No, you just say, I don't believe demons are exist. How could their powers exist if they don't
They exist.
exist?
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay, so are they pretty much that means you don't believe in the spiritual realm and you don't believe in the Christian God.
And the
So,
Muslim
but
God.
then okay, yeah, the
Except on
monotheistic
Fridays.
God.
And Sundays.
And Sundays.
Sundays are
Okay,
Salatu. Is Salatu
but
on Sunday.
then uh, okay, but then you were saying stuff like maybe there are other entities that you are not aware of or stuff like that. What
Yeah, I would
exactly do you
explain,
mean by
right?
that?
I'll explain. First of all, like me, I have, and that's why you might, I know it might be painful sometimes, right? But I'm very used to like analytical philosophy, and I have a lot of those conversations. So sometimes it
Very
might be my fault,
painful.
right? Yeah, so it might be my fault. So me, when you ask me these questions, like one thing, the main enterprise of an analytical philosophy is to like, you know, try and delve into like what we mean by when we talk, right? So like sometimes you might think, oh, I'm being pedantic, but it's that you're actually not being precise, and there are several answers to the question you asked because it could be taken several different ways. So me, I'm always like trying to be careful when I'm answering, and that's why I go on long tangents, which is my fault, my problem, yes. But now when you say, I swear I forgot the question I asked. I talk too much.
I actually thought so.
When you say you
Well,
don't believe in demons or
Wait,
spiritual
okay.
or in the monotheistic God, so I'm like, but you said there's a possibility that other entities exist. I'm
Okay,
like, what kind
Let
of
me tell you what I
entities?
meant by that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what I meant by that and why I talk about analytical philosophy is that, like, so, like, there is this distinction between, like, natural and supernatural, right? And I think that distinction is not very clear what those terms mean, right? So, because I think there's some ambiguity on what is natural and what is supernatural, right? There are some things that are clear. For example, we know demons are supernatural, and we know, for example, we know a chair is natural. We know those two.
You
One is
don't know
natural and
that
supernatural.
demons are
But
supernatural. He said you
wait
don't know.
now, okay. You see, if that's the case, right? If you are saying, you see, what you just said is proving my point. If you want to argue that we don't even know if demons are supernatural, how then can I possibly answer if I think supernatural things exist or not? When we're not even clear which things are supernatural or not. So how can I tell you if I believe they
I
exist?
didn't worry. Go on with your train of thoughts. Like, let me
Thank
finish
you.
it first.
So yeah. So my point is that there are some things that might be clear, at least for me, the two people I think we're talking. I think for most people, even though Melo say we don't know, but I think for most people they will agree demons are supernatural and they will agree a chair is natural. Most people agree. So that one we're clear, maybe we're clear on that. But we might get to some things like maybe morality or consciousness, for example. Yeah, thank God I talk consciousness. Let's leave morality, that's complex. Let's say consciousness, right? Some people want to say consciousness itself is already some type of supernatural thing. Some people want to say that, right? And me, I think consciousness exists. So for someone that thinks consciousness is supernatural, of course I believe supernatural things exist because I believe consciousness exists. And you think it's supernatural, therefore I believe. So you see, so the word supernatural and natural is not clearly defined, and it's not about this thing, and this problem doesn't even only apply colloquially among like laymen, right? Even in philosophy, there's that problem where the terms supernatural and natural are not clear terms. We're not really sure what we're saying, what they are. I don't know the distinction fully. So that's why I said I may or may not believe in some supernatural things.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. So, but then when you talk about like the Christian God, what issues in quote, or
Yeah, the
what
Christian God. I don't know. When I was talking to Bisola, I think I stated some reasons. I tried to do the argument I ran was I think some divine hiddenness type argument where I was trying to say if God exists, if this God exists, right, based on like the characteristics I think of this God, right, there's a way I expect the world to be, and the world doesn't seem to be that way. And the way I was talking about was I expect his existence to be more apparent. They are like expect him to reveal himself to people and things like that. And I don't see that. Things like that are one of the reasons why I don't think they exist.
okay, so because there's no like general sense of revelation of God, like a consistent
Yeah,
form of revelation of God.
yeah. Like considering that there are claims from the religion, like you, for example, you probably want to claim. I don't know about you. You might not say it, but like most Christians would, right? A lot of Christians would say something like they have personal relationship with God. Some pastors will even talk like they have like WhatsApp chat where they and God used to chat. That's how they. No, honest.
Yeah, I know, I know, I know,
These
I know,
pastors, they will
I
do
know.
something like yesterday when I was talking to God, God told me, and he will say the thing God told him. So, like,
Yeah.
if God really communicates that way with some people, which means this God you are talking about now, the type of God that can communicate directly to humans, he does that regularly to some people. You claim he loves me, he came to die for me, all these stories, all these beautiful things. Then why is he not talking to me too? And this idea that, oh, I should open my heart first, I don't get. Did I need to open my heart to send out an existence before I heard your voice? The moment you unmute your mic, I will hear it. Whether I want to say I choose to believe Sendai doesn't exist. If you speak, I go hear her. So why is God not like that?
Okay, but don't you think the Bible like kind of already addressed that?
Oh, I
Um,
think there might be some attempts to address it, right? But I think it all falls down to like making the God claim unfalsifiable. It's like
Yeah,
and it also has it's like I won't say it's a contradiction, but it's a bit inconsistent, I would say, right? There's a tension between the explanations you give to explain this problem away, and the things that caused the problem the first time, which is this idea that if the Bible didn't exist and they just told you that there is this God is all loving, let's say you didn't know this word yet, and someone just told you that there's a God that's all loving, all powerful, he loves his creation, he wants all of them to have personal relationship with him, he has the power. Is this the type of world you expect? Would you expect him to be like disputed? I think you would expect that in that world, people would be so sure that God exists, but that's not the case.
Okay, all right. So there were two things I wanted to say. The first one is, so major what I've gotten from what you said now is that the major premise about why you kind of discredit the Christian God is not really about whether he is who he is. It is about the proof in terms of the validity of the Bible, like how valid is the Bible for you to actually base your trust in it.
No, no,
So
no,
it's
no, no.
more
I
of like
didn't
a
say anything about that. I don't know how you got the validity of Bible from what I said. I said
okay.
that the claims from the religion, the Bible, or what. See, again, as I was saying to Obed earlier, I don't care about the Bible. I always tell people, I don't care about the Bible. I don't care about the Quran. What is written in the Bible is relevant to me. You know what's relevant to me? What you, Sanayon, believes, and you're talking to me right now, because Christianity is different from you to Prini to Melo. You people have different ideas in your head, right? Also, what you have in your head is also different from what is in the Bible. And what is in the Bible is even nothing, because the Bible is just, ink on a paper, right? The Bible too is, it depends on who is reading it that will claim what is actually in it. Because the way Obed thinks, there's this reading of the Bible that, she's saying that, he's saying that this is what is in the Bible, right? Somebody else might read that same. A Bible scholar could be with you now and be disagreeing with you and reading the same. So reading things are interpretation. So for me, my interest is usually the person I'm talking to. You now, do you agree with these characteristics of God? Yes. That's what Christianity is, because I'm talking to Sana. The next person I'm talking to too. If he has different opinions of what he thinks it means, that's what will be Christianity for that conversation.
Yeah, but I think where the flaw I have in that is that you should judge a particular person or a particular belief from its own teachings, like its foundational teachings. You understand? Not necessarily from what every other person says. So, for
Yeah,
example,
but
if someone
what I
writes,
try to explain to you is that I don't
yeah,
think there is necessarily anything like a foundational teaching, right? So it depends on who you talk to. That is you that will define what that
wait,
foundational teaching
okay,
is.
okay, okay.
I
If
can't.
I were
Can I
to
talk
write,
to foundational teaching?
wait, okay, count on. If I were to write like a biography of myself now, for example, and I give it to 5 people to read, right? If those 5 people come to you and they tell you 5 different things about me, well, what would be the origin of, or rather, what would be your source of confirmation of what is actually true and what
Yeah,
is false? It will be
yeah.
the
I'll
book
answer
itself
that.
that I wrote. You said?
No, I'll answer that right. So, if in this case where there's like a book written by someone, right? First of all, the truth value to that book, right, written by someone, is the intent the person used in writing it. That's what makes the true claims of the book, right? So, like, if you meant to say that you were born, if you wrote, I was born in Nigeria, right? I'm trying to look for something maybe it's more complex. If you said in the book that, let's say you said, let's say you wrote in the book that I eat rice, right? And what you intended when you wrote that I eat rice is that you love rice, like rice is your favorite food. That's what you meant. But what you wrote down is I eat rice, right? Because sometimes people don't write things precisely exactly what they mean, but that's what you meant when you wrote it. Now, if someone reads the book and maybe you had some other context that makes that explains that you eat I eat rice in the way you try to write it, that later that you think if someone reads the entire book they will get the idea that you love rice. But somebody else, now there are like 5 people now that are reading this book, right? One of some of them might come up with the idea that no, he didn't say he loves rice. Rice is not his favorite food. He just says he eats rice, right? There might be no place that you explicitly said you rice is your favorite food, but maybe the entire context of the book you elucidated or alluded to that fact, right? But some people might read the book and get that context and agree. While some might only be focused on you did not write it, and they'll be claiming that. And guess what? Both the people that are saying you didn't write your favorite food and the people that are thinking they got it from the entire context, both of them will be saying that their understanding is from the book, and yet they'll be disagreeing. But now, what now makes it worse for God's case is that I don't think God exists, so I don't think there's any true reading of the Bible. And the Bible was not also written by one person. It was written by multiple authors, right? So I don't hold the belief that there's a general theme and understanding of the Bible. I don't. I don't think there's any true general understanding. I don't. Because first of all,
Okay.
the people that wrote it, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me first start with number one. The reason why um God needed to come, or rather, He revealed Himself through men, right? So the Bible was obviously written by men who were inspired by God, and then the Bible itself, tends to kind of confirms that this is truly God's words. Was in Timothy, he says all scripture is given by the inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine and reproof and correction and instruction in righteousness. And then even when God Himself came in the flesh, that was Jesus Christ. He made it clear that the prophets were testifying of Him. He said, I can't remember the exact quotation, but I think I'll search it and post it. He said, "You read the scriptures because in them you think you have life, but they actually testify of me." So pretty much Jesus Christ was kind of validating all that has been written down in scriptures. If there were any errors, he probably have corrected it during his own
Yeah,
time.
but
But
wait,
he
hope you know
made it
this is
clear
what
that
we
he
are
was.
disputing, right?
Wait. Let me
First
just
of all,
finish
the
this.
Bible was not around when Jesus was alive, so he couldn't have possibly testified to the Bible. He could only testify
The
to the
old
Old Testament.
the Old Testament was actually in existence.
Yeah, I know. That's
No,
what I'm saying
no,
now.
no,
That's what I
no,
just
no, no,
responded to.
no, 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 no. See,
What?
the Old Testament as a canon, right? What you have as a Jewish canon, Christian canon, what you call apocryphal text, were in circulation, right? But they were in circulation individually. So you can't be saying that Jesus is alluding to the Old Testament, because there are literally so many of them that are not included in this canon, but were still regarded as scripture that Jesus was alluding to. So still, Jesus was not
Yeah,
alluding to
and
the Old
see,
Testament.
you see, it's what Obed said even makes it worse. But
Obed,
even for me that was granting it, right? Wait, because even for me that was granting it, right? It is still just the Old Testament. We're talking about the Bible. The Bible is both the New and the Old Testament. So I don't know why this is relevant.
okay. So I don't want to get drawn into different arguments at the same
Yeah,
time. So I'll just let
don't go
that point pass. I'll just let that Obed point pass. But what I was trying to say is pretty much that the Christians believe in Christ, right, as the incarnated, as God in flesh, right? So He
Wait, are you?
validated. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Uh,
you are still begging the question, right? Because what we are trying to confirm
I'm
here,
trying to drive
what we
somewhere. I'm
are
trying to drive.
no, you
Ade,
like
let
you're
him
having a
laugh.
very no, but there's a problem with what you are saying, like about
Ade, you're
Okay,
saying
what
taking
is the
so long.
problem?
yeah, the
Senanion,
problem
I've not
is
even spoken
no,
1
no.
minute.
See, and again, yeah, you are
Jesus
right, Melo.
Christ.
Right, you are right, Melo. But Senayan, I don't mind you. You remember the last time once you started talking, I stopped. Like interrupt me. Like I do go on for long sometimes, but it's because I feel like you've not gotten the point. If you think you've gotten what I'm saying, just interrupt me. We don't need to go on long, 5 minutes, 10 minutes talk. The next person 10 minutes talk. The what I'm objecting to is you talking about Jesus being God. That's what the conversation is about. That is Jesus God? Is the Christianity true? So you can't use that as a premise in any argument you are making for this conversation. That's just you begging the question. I don't think God exists. So you saying
Wait,
that,
wait,
oh, God
wait,
confirms the Bible when we're trying to
wait.
establish
Are
if
they, are
God
they,
exists.
wait. First of all, we're trying to prove like the Christian God. I'm not just trying to prove any God in quote.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So when I use Christ, right? I'm trying to like give an internal evidence, right, of consistency in the Bible. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
no,
do.
no, no, no. But
Calm
you are
down.
talking about
Let
Christ
me
as
just finish?
God.
Can I just finish? Can I just finish?
Let him flow, let him
I'm going to give you
Yeah, my
two
bad, my bad.
evidence. I'm going to give you an internal evidence, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. And then there's an external, the other external evidence is You understand? So I'm trying to show the internal evidence of scriptures. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show how Jesus Christ validated the Old Testament in code. That's what I'm trying to do. How God, assuming God exists based on your view. If God
No, but we
exists,
can't
and he
assume
came,
God exists because that's what we're discussing. That's why I said you're begging the question.
my whole point is this now. My point is this. Like I was telling you, I'm going to give you an external evidence, right? But I'm trying to show you how, or rather why we can actually say this word from these different authors, right, is from God in code. That's assuming God exists. Now, I'm not trying to defend whether God exists or not. I'm just trying to say that if
Yeah,
God
then it
existed,
means you just want
how
to
did
have
He
a different
reveal?
conversation from what we started, right? Because the
Scenario.
conversation is about that. So you
Scenario.
want to change the
The more you're
conversation.
talking, the more you are making scenario even go far away from his point.
Wait, Melo, wait. Scenario. He said you have internal and external. And for the sake of the argument, we don't believe in the internal stuff. Can you go on with the external?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making. What do you think the eternal stuff will achieve in this conversation? Like I could
The
grant
whole
all
point
that.
of what
Okay,
I was trying,
correct.
the whole point of what I was trying to say was this: like, if okay, like imagine if, for example, God was visible in quotes, and you could see God. Your intentions for doing whatever you are doing have automatically been changed. So whoever is doing good is no longer doing good because they are convicted of, genuine love for God and His ways. They are simply doing it because God is just right there watching me. So at the end of the day, whatever you are doing is the how do I put it, the purity of your actions are kind of taken
That's
away.
not true.
That's the
That's not
beauty of
true.
it.
Ade,
That's not
so
true. Let me show you
Ade,
why that's not true,
Ade,
right?
Ade,
So,
wait,
oh, go ahead.
please. Ade, please, before you go, let me just kick back on that. And it doesn't logically follow. Following the Christian logic, you believe that God is all seeing. So the idea of him just being physically there is already a Christian fundamental belief that God sees all that you do. So the idea of him being
That is for the Christian. Now we're talking for someone that
yes.
doesn't believe.
So yeah, for someone that doesn't believe, you just have to the first thing you have to establish is the existence before we start going on to the characteristics.
The the analogy
It's
that Sinaya was trying
But
to create was
the
imagine if your
argument was
father
about the Christian God.
imagine if your father was physically present. Are you hearing me? You won't act wrongly right in his
Yeah,
presence because you fear him and he's
let
right
me
there
explain.
close to you. So your
yeah,
intentions
Melo,
will be like, oh,
because
that is there.
Yeah, let me
I must
explain
not
why
do
that
this.
doesn't make sense under
Melo,
you
I
guys'
know.
view,
Okay,
right?
don't worry, Ade. You
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, why it doesn't make sense under you guys? You see, you might do have be able to make that claim if you're not a Christian, right? So the reason why that doesn't make sense under your view is that you now, Senator, for example, right? You believe God exists, right? And you believe God is like watching you, don't you? I'm asking.
We
Sure,
do.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do. Does that mean when you do good things now, it's not valid? You are just doing it because God is forcing you or something?
That's where the element of faith comes in, right? I
No,
believe God is watching me. Wait, calm down. I believe God is watching me by faith. It's not because of I have evidence, like a physical evidence that there's a
no.
camera
I
there
never
watching me.
asked for. You see, these are my issues with you guys. First of all, I did not say anything about physical evidence. I said, but you think
I'm,
there are good reasons to think God exists, don't you?
the one I'm trying to tell you is that this is where faith comes in. I'm
No,
trying to show
but
you where
you are.
how
I'm saying that what this thing you are calling faith is irrelevant to what I'm talking about. You're just saying something that it doesn't matter whether it's correct or not. My point is still my point. My question is still there. The question is, I didn't talk. I didn't. My question has not to do with physical evidence or God standing in front of you. I did not say anything like that, right? The point is that God is seeing you, like God knows exactly what you are doing, and you believe that, and you also think there are good reasons to believe that, don't you? Do you think there is no good reason to think God exists? Do you think you have no reasons to think God exists?
the number one reason is by faith. There are a lot of
Oh
it's
my
not by logic.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Why did you say that? I didn't ask you what the reason is. I just said you think there are reasons, right?
Sure, there are other reasons. Yeah,
And
there
you
are
know
other
what?
reasons.
Let me even talk to Melo, because Melo already said some things today. Melo, you said earlier
Okay.
today that you said earlier today that God has showed up for you multiple times and you've experienced God personally. So you have, like, for you have like abundant reasons to think God exists, like God is evident to you. That was the explanation you gave to us
Mm-hmm.
earlier, wasn't it?
Yep.
Thank you. So
Mm-hmm.
now, if you think God is evident to you, like there are good reasons to think God exists, but yet you don't think that makes, you choosing good to be the example you gave about, oh, your dad standing in front of you and all that, but yet you think God exists and you think that God has made himself evident to you. Why can't God do the same to me? Why is it that when me I'm now asking for it, you are now telling me that, oh, it will be like my dad is standing in front of me? All these explanations. Why? I
I
never said
swear,
God
No,
should
like
come. I
that
never said
shalaye
God
does
should be
not make.
physical. Yeah, I never said God should be
Now
physical.
you see
No, I said He should give me reasons.
the dynamics of what you're asking for is like this. When you come to the understanding that, uh, like I said, I've experienced God in many, many ways, and He has used it in many, many ways, and that does not that is not what makes me do good, because God is there. Okay, now doing good now is, you will make me digress, because I'm going to say some things that you're going to ask questions upon again. But I'll
Say
just put
what
it
you
like
want to
this.
say.
Good. Me doing good now is because it's my nature now to do good.
Okay, that's very nice.
And
Thank
it's
you.
not my own nature
That
to do
really
good.
make no, see, that's not even it, right? See, that really
Like,
makes sense.
And
And that's that
the,
wait, you are contradicting yourself. At least you are contradicting Senayon, because listen again, maybe you are not tracking the conversation. The point is that I'm asking for why God, right, has not revealed himself clearly to everybody, where everybody is clear, the way you are clear, the way you have several reasons to think God exists. Why that's not the case for everybody? And Sanayon's
let
response
me
was to tell me that,
let me
wait,
answer
wait,
that
let me
question
finish.
before you
wait,
move.
No, I'm not
Melo,
asking the
Melo,
Let me
question.
answer
wait,
that question
I'm
because
making
you
the
might.
point.
wait,
No,
wait.
Melo, I'm not
That particular
asking
thing
you
you
the
just said
question.
now needs an
But
answer.
I did not,
Just
I'm not
If we
wait.
say
asking
He has
you
not
a
finished
question.
now.
God of heaven.
if we
Melo,
say much,
You are
I
not
might forget
listening.
it.
You should forget it because it's relevant. You should forget it, right? Because I was not asking a question. I was reiterating the conversation. I was like telling you the dialectic of what we're talking about. I was telling you that this is the question I asked Sanayon. I was going to tell you what Sanayon's response was that got us to this place. So why do you want to be answering the question at that point? It almost seems like you're not even listening to
There
me.
was something that Sanayo didn't tell you. I want to chip in
It
that thing
doesn't
there. And
matter.
that might
It
answer
doesn't
most of your
matter.
questions.
It doesn't matter because I was trying to explain to you how we got to this part of the conversation. So interrupting me and trying to answer a question that is just me narrating what happened in the conversation is not is going to defeat what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to understand why what the point you people are making now doesn't stand, considering the dialectic we're having, right? So the point we're having was that I asked Senayan why God is not like evident, right? Why there's no good reasons, why there are no like, why I don't like, why there are no good reasons to believe this God exists, right? And Simon did not say, no, there are good reasons. See the reasons here. No, he told me that his response was, oh, if God was like clear to us and it's like, oh, he's standing in front of us and all this, your father, you'll be doing the good, not because you want to do it or whatever, that maybe to be like you're scared of God or whatever. And then I said that, and to respond to that, I was now clarifying that, but you people already think that that's how God is to you because you are clear God exists. It's very evident in your own life. But yet, you could still make all these good choices without thinking, oh, God is forcing you or whatever. So, why can't it be the case for me? Why did you now mention that? That's the point. Sanon, do you get what I just said?
Yeah, I perfectly get what you said. And so what I was trying to say before the whole stuff like took another turn is that we first things first, the Bible makes it very clear that whoever must come to God must first believe that He is and that He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. What does that mean? It means that before you even believe that God is watching you physically or is omnipresent or any of that thing, You first have to first believe in God. So I'm saying there's a faith element involved in our own perception that is different from a physical evidence. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a distinction in
Yeah.
that.
So wait. By faith here, do you just mean I should just believe in God? Like basically, all you are saying is that in this conversation, before we can start anything, right? I should just believe in God. Like
Now
I have to
I'm trying
start with believing in God. I can't
now I'm
start
trying
with,
to
oh, I need reasons to believe in God and then I see the reasons. No, it has to be me starting with believing in God. Is that what you're
Sanayan,
saying?
what
Sanayan, just 1 minute. Jesus said, Jesus gave an answer to what Ade is saying. Do you know what Jesus told one guy one day? Jesus said, wait, let me see. Let me quote him verbatim. He said
I
something.
promise
He
what you
said,
are saying will not address my question. I'm very sure, but go ahead.
I tell you, look at listen. Listen.
Wallahi, if he's preaching, I will
He
kick
said,
you out.
but
I will kick you out. I swear.
listen, he
You
said,
don't
but
do.
if our gospel, the glad tidings, also be hidden, obscured, covered up with a veil,
wait.
that he,
Melo, did you just say Jesus said that?
Wait, did someone kick him or something? Why is he out?
I wonder.
Yes, Namik you can.
Why
I beg.
now?
No,
Big bring
ranting, I
am
beg,
back.
I beg.
Ranting now. Me,
Ranting,
I
Bring am
don't
back.
like. How about now?
Alright, why you come on now?
I
Why
Because
did
he
brought,
was
one kick
making a
him?
I
very
think
fair
I
point.
brought, see, Melo, that Jesus did
okay,
not
now,
say that. Please, don't misquote Jesus. Jesus didn't say that. If you're going to quote Jesus, quote Jesus. If you're going to quote Paul, quote Paul. Jesus did not say that. Be clear.
okay, Paul said it. He said, but if our gospel, the glad tidings, also be hidden, obscured, and covered up with veil that hinders the knowledge of God, that means that hinders people from knowing God. It is hidden only to those who are perishing and obscured only to those who are spiritually dying and veiled only to those who are lost. For the God of this world has blinded the unbeliever's mind that they should not discern the truth, preventing them from seeing the illuminating light of the gospel of the glory of Christ the Messiah, who
Okay,
is
okay,
the image
Wait,
and
okay. I
likeness
think
of
I
God.
did wait, please, I beg. I did
I
wait.
now say verse 5,
no. I think you
for
get the
what,
point of
listen,
the gist of the verse now.
for what we preach. He said what?
No.
He
Don't
No,
worry.
said
say
for,
Finish. Just finish it.
yeah, he said for what we preach is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves merely as your servants for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, let light shine out of darkness, has shone in our hearts so as to beam forth the light for the illumination of the knowledge of the majesty and glory of God, as it is manifest in the person and is revealed in the face of Jesus Christ, the Messiah.
So,
Now,
so,
reading
Melo,
that,
Melo.
reading that in context, let you understand that when God revealing himself to some people, to tell some other people, and some people still don't believe, they don't believe not because there might not be evidences enough for them not to believe. He's saying that this unbelief is not from the physical answer. He said there is a God of this world. That's what the Bible says. There is a God of this world
wait,
who has
please. You are
blinded the
preaching.
heart.
You are preaching.
Melo,
I beg.
see the problem with that is he said God revealed to some people to tell some other people, but he revealed to some people. So I don't get why he can't reveal to the others. That's one. That's one. Secondly, I heard what you read about the God of this world. Is the God of this world stronger than God? That his own plan, because God's plan is to reveal himself to people, and the God of this world's plan is to hide God from people. But the God of this world seems to be winning over God. But I don't get this whole thing defeats the power of God and the whole God wanting people to know
Because
him.
there are spiritual laws.
And who said
You might,
spiritual laws?
and God cannot break those laws
Spiritual
unless He ceases to
Einstein
be
and
God.
spiritual Einstein
Who
is not.
says wait,
That
Melo?
is why.
Who
That is why.
says
That is why
spiritual
angels cannot
Do you
preach
laws?
see
this
why I kicked
message.
him off? Do you see?
Ranting, please, just
I
let
go
him,
end this
just let him
room.
be. Ranting, sorry now, sorry, please. I
Ranting being
You are
apologize.
trying so hard to have a conversation. He's just preaching at you.
See,
Yeah, like this, he goes on
Melo,
so many
Okay,
like
Melo,
so.
Yes.
Melo, please.
Okay.
Who, who aligned those spiritual laws?
Good.
What?
Who aligned those spiritual laws?
Yeah,
It
who
was God
actually?
who aligned those spiritual
Okay,
laws.
who wrote those laws? Wait,
Because.
no, I didn't ask for a reason.
Okay.
Who wrote those spiritual laws?
The spiritual laws were not written. Everything was
Okay.
made
Okay. Simple. Okay. So now that God
spiritually.
created these laws, right? We've seen these things. I'm going to assume some of these laws, right? We've seen in this same Bible, right, where laws are broken when it suits God's purpose or God's intent or his desire, quote and unquote. So how are you now saying, because he has done it over and over,
Quote instances.
quote instances, Enoch,
I can quote instances on your behalf.
quote instances, Enoch, quote instances, Elijah, quote instances, Moses, quote instances, Jesus Christ.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and other places podcasts are available. Then check out the show notes for links you may find useful, including our Discord server. We would love to have you there. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.